Hey guys, I'm back with another speed build. I know it's been 3 weeks since I posted a new video, but I was traveling in Vietnam and I had an absolute blast the past 2 weeks. But before diving into all of that, let me just share a little bit more about this build. So this is a 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom family home with a modern touch to it. After not building for quite some time, I really wanted to go into something that I was more familiar with, hence a modern build. And this is built in Newcrest on a 30 by 30 lot. A rather big lot, I would say. I was quite surprised that I went for a bigger build too. I thought I would want to ease in slowly, starting with smaller ones, but I guess I just kind of went with whatever I was feeling at the moment. So yeah. So this family has one teen daughter, whom I imagine will no longer be one soon, because she'll be hitting her 21st birthday. And then she has 2 younger brothers who share a room. So yeah, right now we are just working on the floor plan. The exterior the whole shape of it actually came together pretty quickly, because you can see it is a pretty simple build. It's kind of made up of 3 rectangles together. Even though I went for a bigger build, the shape wise and whatnot, I kind of just went with something a bit more simpler that wouldn't take up a lot of my time. But the floor plan still took quite a bit of time with me fiddling here and there. So I just remember there's a garage as well, but the garage was really simply decorated, which you can see later on. But there's a back porch as well. I think they have a pretty nice backyard, so you can see it all the way towards the end of the video. But back to my Vietnam travels. So we traveled for 2 weeks and we started in Ho Chi Minh first, and then we went all the way up to Hanoi. We kind of went with the backpacker style traveling, so just backpacks, because it was gonna be much easier for us as we were gonna travel to cities via sleeper buses, limos, and planes. And I think it was just much easier for us to just carry our luggages and whatnot, because in between there were a few days where we had to carry our baggages along with us. So yeah, it was definitely an experience. It was my first time traveling around with backpacks. We had to do our laundry quite a few times throughout the entire trip. Yeah, and the whole trip was actually really happening, to be honest. I'll just start from right from the beginning. So we took a morning flight from Singapore to Ho Chi Minh, and we spent 2 days there. The first day we touched down, we just checked in. Did we check into our hotel? Yes, we did check into our hotel. We left our luggages there. We left our backpacks there. And then the first tour was the Coogee tunnels. It was really nice, really eye-opening. It was really just so cool to see how the Vietnamese were so innovative and just really making use of whatever they have and with what they were given and whatnot. So that was really nice, and I strongly just recommend anyone who's traveling to Vietnam, if you're going to Ho Chi Minh, you definitely need to go to the Coogee tunnels. It was quite funny because we actually didn't plan to go there in the first place. We were like, oh, why do I want to go to the tunnels and whatnot? But when we did go there eventually, I think it was really, we were like, oh my god, no regrets at all. It's really something or somewhere you should visit if you're in Vietnam. So the first day was really nice. I think we just had really high expectations. But second day at Mekong River, we were I don't know, I think we were just a bit disappointed. It wasn't as fun as it was at the Coogee tunnels. It was also a full day tour, and I got really tan from that day, to be honest. So yeah, nothing much at the Mekong River. We had really nice tour guides though. I realized that all of them actually are really funny, and it was really nice because it kind of just made me realize how much they need to know, the knowledge they have and whatnot. It was they could answer all of our questions or any of our questions that we had, and I don't think I'll be able to do that myself. But yeah, so that night we took a sleeper bus to Mene. We arrived earlier than expected. I think we were supposed to arrive around like 5 a.m. I believe, but we actually got there 1 hour earlier. So after we arrived at the drop-off point, there were already motorbikes, just waiting to pick up travelers and whatnot. I mean, it was really an ungodly timing, and I guess we were quite fortunate that they were there, because otherwise I wouldn't know how else we were gonna get to our homestay. Because after taking the motorbike ride, I realized it was actually really, really, really deep into the town, and it was like pitch black, to be honest. It was 4 a.m. mind you, so yeah. And we made a new friend. So his name is Mr. Water. He was telling us about how he does tours and whatnot, and how he does this every morning, waiting at the drop-off point to pick up travelers and whatnot. I think it's pretty admirable, like the hustle to wake up so early in the morning, to work and earn money and those sort of stuff. So yeah. So eventually we got to our homestay. I think it was about like 4:30 a.m. and we felt so bad because we had to wake them up from their sleep. And the worst thing is we didn't get a room immediately, because all the rooms were full at the moment. And I think because they weren't expecting us until like maybe around 11 a.m. So I think we kind of really just popped up unannounced at 4:30 a.m. I think we were just trying our luck to see if there was any room available at the time, but unfortunately no. So we had to hang out around the common area. And I think just one of the people, the person there was just like, she couldn't go back to sleep in her room because she couldn't like just leave us alone outside. It was still pitch black and whatnot, so she had to pull out this sleeper, this small bed or hammock thing, and then she slept outside, just accompanying us and whatnot. And then it started to rain all of a sudden, so it was really cold. It was 4:30 a.m. I don't think I actually slept, but yeah, we were just looking at things to do in Wene, what we could eat, looking on social media, because that was like the form of entertainment we had at the point of time. And then we ate some stuff just to keep ourselves busy, to be honest. And finally, I think around 8 a.m. we got our room, and we slept till like 11:30 a.m. before heading out for our sunset tour. It was like a jeep tour around Wene, which we could potentially see the sunset. Watch the sunset, but we were pretty disappointed because we did not catch the sunset at all. And we thought that the person who was driving us around would also be like a tour guide of some sorts, who would bring us, like, tell us more about the place, like, instead of just dropping us off at the points or like the attractions. He would also just follow us and tell us more about the place, but unfortunately no. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing, but we still had a really fun time. So I think the first place that we went to was the ferry stream, and it was, initially we were just like, oh my god, what is this? It doesn't look anything in the picture that we saw. In the beginning it was just really, I don't know, it was just pretty underwhelming. But the more we walked in to the area, I think we saw exactly, I think we kind of saw what was supposed to be like in the pictures. And so we started to, be a bit more excited about it. We took a lot of pictures. There were a lot of people on tours, and it was like a whole stream of water. And there were, at some points there, the rocks were really sharp and whatnot, real slippery and things like that. The waters got really deep somehow. It was very hard to walk, but eventually we still managed to walk all the way to the end. We reached a small waterfall, and there was a local there who helped us take pictures and whatnot. And I also slipped and fell somewhere along the lines there. Yeah, it was quite painful at that point of time, but all's good now. So that was like our first stop. I think we took longer than expected, but I think because we really just wanted to take pictures and whatnot, because the place was so nice. I mean, like the deeper part of the place was really nice, so we just really wanted to take more pictures. um the Eventually when we got out, we were like trying to rush back so that we would have time for the rest of the attraction. So I think the next one was I think it was the fishing village, which was the most disappointing part of the entire tour, because there really wasn't anything much at the fishing village, and I don't really know how else to describe it, because it's just a fishing village. Yeah. And we didn't know what we could do there, so we basically just took a few pictures, and then that was it. And then we went back to the went back to the jeep, and we went to the white sand dunes. So the white sand dunes is it's just really nice. Okay. We managed to take a lot of pictures there. The sand there was really nice. It was really smooth. I don't know, man, it was just so nice to be there. We took a lot of pictures. We climbed up the slopes. Yeah, I wish I could explain to you or like show you pictures of it, but honestly my pictures wouldn't do justice of the place, because it was just really nice. I think it was like at the time of the day where the sun was just somewhat about to set, so the entire place just looked really beautiful. I know I've been saying the word beautiful and pretty and a lot and a lot of this kind of stuff in this video, but it is truly very nice. And I mean, if you have a chance, if you do visit Vietnam, you definitely need to go to the white sand dunes. Because we were on a budget, we couldn't get like a, what do you call that, like a jeep or something to take us up the slopes, and we just couldn't fully enjoy. But I don't know, next time I visit Vietnam, I definitely would try to budget a bit more so that we could really experience it, like riding the jeep in the sand dunes itself. So after the white sand dunes, we moved to the red sand dunes. As compared to the white one, the red one is not as nice, but the best part about the red sand dunes is that you get to do some activity where you just sit on this mat of some sorts, and then you go down this very steep slope all the way down to the center of it. I don't know how else to explain. It's kind of like sledding. Is that right? Sledding. It's just really fun, and honestly the slope was so steep. I was so scared. I was like screaming my lungs out at that point of time, and so much sand went into my mouth, into my clothes. I was just really dirty at that point of time. But I had so much fun. We also broke one of the thing that we were sitting on, so we had to pay like another 50 dong, and it was pretty expensive, but it was really an experience. I think that activity really topped off the entire Red Sand Dunes experience, and honestly that was also the point where we were supposedly able to catch the sunset. But when we reached, we were just like, okay, so we're gonna wait there for the sunset, but it didn't come. Like, we just didn't see the sunset. So we also met like a local tour guide there. So we asked if she knew what time we could catch the sunset and things like that, but she said it was actually really hard to catch the sunset and the sunrise, to be honest. So we were just disappointed because we were really looking forward to it. But she did give us suggestions on where we could go for dinner and for drinks. So we took a suggestion. We went to eat at this local seafood place. I think if we had ordered more seafood dishes, we would have like a better experience there. But we didn't fully enjoy it because they forgot about one of our dishes. We ordered a fried rice and it came really, really, really late. We were about to finish all our other dishes, and then the fried rice came, so we were a bit disappointed. And the fried rice wasn't fantastic, to be honest. So yeah, we were pretty bummed about that, but we we went over to a bar afterwards to get drinks, and it was just really nice because we got a spot that was facing the sea, so you could hear the waves, enjoy the music, and then enjoy drinks. And I'm not like I don't really drink. I don't even drink that often in Singapore, but the entire trip I think I drank like 4 or 5 times, which was really um it's like really a lot for me. So yeah, I think I'm quite proud of myself, I would say, to be able to drink that much. Yeah, I do want to, start learning to drink better. um I mean, I've always been the kind of girl who's just like, okay, I'm not gonna drink because it's gonna be so expensive and I don't enjoy drinking. I just feel really tired after drinking, and I don't want to, become a burden, having someone to take care of me, send me home and things like that. So yeah, but I do realize the importance of drinking as well. Sometimes you will need to entertain. Sometimes there are occasions where, I mean, it's just really hard to not drink at all. So I do want to learn to be able to drink, but if I do have a choice, I would not drink. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So afterwards we went back to our homestay, and then I think we checked out really early in the morning so that we could head to Dalat. I can't remember if we took a I oh wait, we took like a sleeper bus from Wene to Dalat, and it was honestly the scariest um bus ride I've ever like had or ever taken. So firstly, the the bus was late for about like 30 minutes, so we were set back for like what, 30 minutes. It was supposed to leave Wene at 7 a.m., but I think we left at 7:30, and we were the only ones departing from Wene. So okay, we were like, okay, so never mind, maybe um you know maybe it's just we I think we kind of expected this because we were looking at the reviews while booking the sleeper bus. This particular company got like a 1.2 rating out of 5, and we were like, oh, okay, I mean, we don't really have a choice because this is the only sleeper bus that is operating from Wene all the way to Dalat, so we just have to take it. So yeah, and it was really funny because we called Mr. Water the day before, I mean the night before, and then we told him, okay, we're going to catch a bus to Dalat, and we were asking if he could pick us up at our homestay and drive us to the pickup point where the sleeper bus would be. And he said okay, so he dropped us off at this local dining area where we got a banh mi to eat, and then afterwards we walked over to the pickup point. While waiting, we were just like, okay, I don't think the sleeper bus is gonna leave any moment. We don't see anybody there at all, so we wandered around. We walked to this coffee stop, and then we got the coffee there. And while waiting for our coffee, we saw someone walking towards the to the sleeper bus, and we're just like, oh, so this is the guy who's gonna drive us there. And he was really just taking his own sweet time. I don't know, like putting water in, I don't know, starting the engine and whatnot. And we only left the place at 7:30, and along the way they picked up a lot of different people and whatnot. And so yeah, we eventually, when we were really like on the road, driving up the hills and mountains and whatnot, I started to realize that the driver was driving really fast, like super fast. I don't know if it was just because I was on the upper bunk, so somehow you can feel it more when the bus swerves or turns around like at a corner or something like this. But it was really scary, the speed that he was going at. And there was this point where he was going downhill, and I believe he was trying to avoid crashing into this guy who was riding like a cart. So he was riding a cart, and the cart was carrying like some sort of plants or like leaves or some sorts. But the bus driver wasn't able to like to really like fully avoid hitting him, so he just hit the cart for like a little bit, and then the bus like skidded off the road. And yeah, we crashed into a tree, but thank God the bus didn't like, flip over, like overturn, because that would be so scary. But at the point of time, I literally thought I was gonna like just die there. Like, it was only like what, my third day, like for my entire trip, and I was gonna die. I'm just like, no, I'm not ready for this. But it's also really funny because like right before the crash, I was just thinking, oh my god, this dude is driving so fast. What if we get into an accident? And then yeah, we did like get into an accident, even though it wasn't like like no one was hurt and things like that, but it was just super scary at the speed he was driving, to be honest. And he didn't really slow down his speed as well after the crash. And I think he was a bit out of sorts like after the crash, because he kind of lost his way, and we reached our drop-off point like 2 hours later. So 2 hours later than the expected timing, and we were just like, oh my goodness, this is such a long bus ride. And yeah, it was just really tiring. It was quite scary because I was still a bit shaken by the fact that we were in an accident, but thank God everything was fine. Yeah, so that was in Dalat. Dalat was was it Dalat that was really cold? Let me think, I cannot remember. Yes, Dalat. Okay, yes. So Dalat was the one that was really cold. Um, the backpackers hotel that we were at didn't have an air conditioner, because it was just, Dalat was just really cold in general, so you don't need an aircon. All you need to do is just open the window. So yeah, and the backpackers hotel was really nice. I think it was cozy to me. Even though it was small, it was cozy. And also I had one of the best hot chocolate ever in my life. That was hands down the best hot chocolate I've ever had. And I wish they have this in Singapore, but unfortunately no. So the next time I visit Dalat, I will definitely go back to the same place where I got hot chocolate. But yeah, so after Dalat, I believe we took a plane to Da Nang, I think. Yes, we took a plane to Da Nang, and then in Da Nang, we went to, was it in Da Nang that we had, okay, so I can't remember if it was in Da Nang that oh wait, it was, okay, so in Da Nang we checked into this hotel like really late at night, and we booked the hotel on trip.com, and the pictures were really nice, so we really had like, high hopes, and we were like kind of looking forward to it. But eventually when we got our rooms, we were just, a bit disappointed, because it wasn't how it looked in the pictures. The walls weren't as clean, the room looked smaller than in the pictures. But I get that they do this where they just do it at an angle, and then the room just looks bigger in general. But yeah, so I was just walking around, opening the drawers and whatnot. I don't even know why I was doing that, but I opened one of the drawers by the bedside, and then I saw a dead cockroach in the drawer that wasn't even cleared, and then there were still strands of hair in the drawer, and I was just like so fucking grossed out. So I told my boyfriend, and he was just like, what the fuck, man? So yeah, we just left the cockroach inside, because since it was dead, we just didn't want to do anything about it, and we were gonna be there for 3 nights. So long as there were no cockroaches like running around in a room, I was fine with it. And it was just really late at night, and then we had nowhere else to go. We did consider changing rooms, but we were like, if this room was already like this, can I expect the other rooms to be cleaner or whatnot? So yeah, we slept, and then the next day we went to, I think it was Bana Hills. And after we came back from Bana Hills, we went into the room, and then I saw this huge ass cockroach running across the room, and then my boyfriend saw another small one running into the toilet, and I was just like, oh my god, like that was the end of it. I was just like, okay, you know what, I don't think I can do this anymore. And at the point of time, I really wanted to check out of the hotel, but it was so late, we just decided, okay, you know what, maybe we could pack up and then we leave tomorrow morning and check into a Airbnb or something like this, so it'll be much easier for us. So yeah, so me being me, I wasn't gonna, just sleep through the night knowing that the cockroach is still at large, because the cockroach went into the bathroom and I was just like, oh my goodness, I need to kill the cockroach. So I did kill the cockroach in the end. The small one escaped, lucky. The big one wasn't that fortunate. I smashed it so bad with my slippers. Yeah. And then my boyfriend was just like, okay, you know what, we really need to leave this hotel. There's no way we're gonna stay here. I'm just like, at that point of time, after killing the cockroach, I was just like, you know what, I think I can stay here for another night, because I just don't want to go through all the hassle and, spending more money and whatnot. But he was just like, we need to leave. And I'm just like, okay. We just booked an Airbnb and whatnot. So the next day we checked out, and he was telling me the reason why we had to leave was because he found a used condom in a toilet that was like up in the vents. And I was just like, what the fuck, why didn't you tell me earlier? He was just like, if I told you earlier, I think you would freak out. And I was just like, oh my god, but like I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't notice the condom. The thing is, we didn't know if the condom was there the first day we checked in, or it was like only there the second day onwards. So there's a possibility that, maybe someone came into the room and, did something. So we don't really want to think too much into it, so we just check out immediately the next day. And yeah, we just left the place, and I left a very bad review. Although the front desk was really nice, the fact that it still doesn't make up the fact that the room was just really dirty. Yeah, so that was like one of the bad experience. It was honestly the worst experience I've had at a hotel. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think any bad experience could top that off. And surprisingly, the Airbnbs in Vietnam were like really good. So the Airbnb that we checked in afterwards, it was just the same as it was shown in the pictures, and I was just so amazed. I was just so happy. It looked so nice, and I don't know why we didn't go ahead with like Airbnb right from the start. But yeah, so that's pretty eventful, I think. Yeah. So afterwards we checked out the Airbnb the next day, and then we took I think it was a limo to Hue, and it was like a day trip in Hue, and then we were gonna take a plane to Hanoi. But Hue was so hot. Honestly, it was like 35 degrees, and we couldn't take the heat anymore. We just cut our trip short, and then we just checked in to another hotel, which we didn't plan to, but we had no choice. We took a shower, we took a nap, we ate, and then we went to the airport so we could take a plane to Hanoi. And yeah, so it was pretty okay, the hotel. It was really nice. I wished we were able to stay in Hue a bit longer. I definitely would be spending like more time in the different cities the next time I visit Vietnam, right? I think this trip we just really wanted to cover a lot of places. So yeah, and eventually when we reached Hanoi, I think the first day we were able to just walk around and wait, what did we do? No, so the first day, I think we arrive. So we arrived in the night, and the next morning we had a tour, and on that tour we made new friends. We made friends with this local Vietnamese girl who eventually brought us around Hanoi. And we also went to Ha Long Bay. It was a bit underwhelming. I thought it was really gonna be a nice experience, but I think because it was a really touristy place, so I think that's why it was just a bit underwhelming for me. But I still think it was kind of like a place that I would definitely need to go to. It's one of the 7 wonders in the world, so I'm really glad that I went there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my entire Vietnam trip. I think I really summarized it. But I mean, it was pretty eventful with all the accidents and then the condoms and the cockroaches and whatnot. But honestly, it was a very fun trip. Yeah. So and it's really, I don't know, it's just really fun, and kudos to my boyfriend who really, just took, I don't know, he just took charge of like all the, traveling around, using Google Maps, guiding us like where to go, booking the grabs and whatnot. Honestly, I think I would be so lost if not for him. But I think after this, I think I can probably travel myself. I think I would say I would feel safe. I would feel much more confident to travel around Vietnam myself. Or maybe not, I don't know, but I still want to go on a solo travel. So yeah, pretty much that's about my Vietnam trip. And I can't believe I talked through the entire speed build and now we're already on the screenshot. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe and turn on the notifications button so you'll get notified each time I post a new video. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.